اجتماع ذاك البدله والكشخه
هكا لايف ستريمينج. Got it.
شنو يعني شنو لايف ستريمينج؟
قال لك على يوتيوب، روح شوف روحك على يوتيوب بعدين.
منو سمح لكم؟ انا ما اعطيتكم الاذن اخوي. منو مطلع
It's recording now. It's recording now.
لا اكو لايف على اليوتيوب. منو ما انا
ما وقعت اي ورقه.
يقول لك انا ما اثرت الاتفاقيه هذه، يعني ما سويت له اثورتي، بالعربي يصير اثرت.
السلام عليكم جميعا.
عليكم السلام.
عليكم السلام.
ابو علي they have not passed the motion.
شلراني؟ لا هذه خصوصيات، انا ما بطلع اليوتيوب. كله من عبد الله، هذه كله من عبد الله.
هاي سوالف عبد الله حجازي.
انا بخفي نفسي انا.
خير اقدر اساعد في شيء؟
مشكور ما تقصر.
سلامتك، بس الله يسلمك، هذه حاطين على اليوتيوب لايف، انت موافق على هالفكره هذه؟
مال اي تي اكيد بيوافق. الله يهديك. انت ايش رايك يا عرفان؟
I think we have 3 subscribers. يعني by most you will be watched by 3 people.
بس بتم الريكورد هناك يا فاطمه.
كسكيورتي بيتم الريكورد هناك.
هناك وين بعد؟
هناك.
سماح شلونك؟
الحمد لله بخير، الله يخليك. شلونك؟
اهلا وسهلا فيك جميل.
الله يخليك.
ما نقدر نقول نورتي المكان ونقول نورتي الشاشه. One minute to go.
Yes, our VP arrived. Toastmaster Mahmoud, can you check with Saeed Raza? Okay, Toastmaster Habib, we can start on time.
Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmaster and dear guests, good evening to you all. Welcome to Toastmaster Club meeting number 343. We are gathered here tonight to enjoy and learn from each other. So enjoy the meeting. May I ask Baku Toastmaster Club President Toastmaster Muhammad Ali to call meeting number 343 to order.
Thank you, Toastmaster Habib. Good evening, everyone. I call meeting number 343 to order.
In line with the culture, we start every meeting with a shake movement, and the shake stands for safety, health, and environment and quality. Tonight, shake movement will be delivered by Toastmaster Samah Al-Hamid.
Hello, good evening. I wanted to share my screen, but I cannot.
I'll make you a co-host and you'll be able to show your screen. Yes, you can.
Okay. Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Good evening. I wanted to share a check moment that is mainly relevant to the theme, which is the Olympics. And the check moment that I'm going to talk about, it's not a check moment. It's actually a change of lifestyle. And I wanted to actually elaborate on the lifestyle and how can we actually utilize this in our day-to-day life. I utilized the 5 main circles. These are imposing a structure of how life could go into circles, how these circles could have a domino effect over each other. And if we do follow the right 5 pillars, we will be able to have a change in our lifestyle that could actually take us to a better quality. So I wanted to highlight that if you actually use these 5 pillars, you will be able to achieve a better life standard, starting with exercising, becoming part of your day-to-day life that would take you to another level, an elevated level of health, and warning you from salt and sugar. These are 2 components that you should limit the consumption and utilize them in a very controlled manner. Mental stress is becoming, or mental health is becoming, an important element in our day-to-day life, especially with the COVID-19 being one of the highest impactors on our people, depression, the change of lifestyle, and it should be focused on. And then your healthy eating of green within any meal that you utilize on your day-to-day would actually take your quality in your system, and cleanness would be actually achieved through this. And finally, avoiding certain habits such as smoking, drinking, stressing yourself, not having enough sleep, and dining out. So all what I wanted to elaborate on, that through this 5 cycles, you can actually achieve a better lifestyle. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Samar Hamad, for valuable Sheikh moment. And now, may I call the grammarian, Toastmaster Abdul Hijazi, to explain your role and choose the word of the day.
Good evening, all. As a grammarian, for the benefit of the guest, my responsibility is to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully of their language uses and taking notes of the misuse of the English language, as well as any outstanding uses. And I have the word of the day. It is energetic. Energetic is going along with the theme. Energetic is exhibiting and processing energy and powerful in action or effect. Another words of energetic, more active, strong, and strong. It is the origin of the word is a Greek. It's a Greek. The adverb is energetically, and example of the words is I saw a man a young man with a lot of very energetic. The Olympics is the most energetic time to win the gold medal. Back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abdullah Hijazi, for explaining the word of the day. Now it's the time to hear from our president to start the meeting. Could you please help me to put your hand together and welcome the club president, Toastmaster Hamad Ali, to start the meeting.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Habib. Good evening, everyone. The meeting has already started, so I'll just go ahead with my president address. Today, our theme is Tokyo Olympics. Actually, it's Olympics. And we know why our theme is Olympics, because Tokyo Olympics 2020 was over just a few days ago. It was held after 1 year due to COVID-19 pandemic. It was postponed for a full year. As usual, USA won most of the gold medals. Most ping pong golden medals went to China. And the winner of men's marathon was an African athlete. I personally had some interest to see the results of the men's marathon, which just completed on 8th of August, to see one of the greatest of all times runners. I wanted to see his record. I've seen that there are 106 runners who started the race. Only 76 reached the finish line. And I started to wonder. And I thought, it's a legitimate question. Why would most of these athletes compete even though they know they have a tiny chance to win a medal? Almost 30 competitors entered the race and could not even reach the finish line. Why would they put themselves in such situation? It might be embarrassing, isn't it? When Dr. Ralph C. Smedley was asked about his memorial someday, he responded honestly. And he said, the perpetuation of Toastmasters should be my memorial. I want nothing more than that and nothing less than that. The fact of the matter is, we don't need trophies or medals to prove ourselves. Sometimes the honor of trying to discover your own latent power is sufficient. Yes, here in Toastmasters, we might not win the best speaker in a meeting, or we might not win the area contest, or we might not qualify to the DTAC or the World Championship. But we may have a prize long after our participation in the form of aspiring someone or giving hope to a young leader to become a better speaker, or a better communicator, a better leader. After all, it's not about the destination. It's about the journey. The journey counts. Well, welcome to meeting 343. And before I move on to our captain, master of ceremonies, we have few attendees who are not really guests. We don't consider you guests anymore. Your names are already there in the agenda. But since you are still not members of Babka Toastmaster Club, I'll give you the stage to introduce yourself. Let's start with the Toastmaster to be, Ahmed Yatin.
Hello, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Mohammed. It was a very lovely speech that you gave. Yes, I'm feeling very energetic to be here and feeling very energized around a very energetic crowd, and I can't wait to hear for all the fruitful debates that we'll be having today. As I mentioned in our previous meeting, I have a bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering, currently in Babka, as you all know. And yes, as I mentioned, feeling very energetic and happy to be here. And can't wait to listen to all the debates and discussions.
We are very happy to have you among us, Toastmaster to be, Ahmed Yatin. We look forward to see you again and again and to become a member of our club. The next guest who is actually also taking a role today, Toastmaster Ranjit.
Hi, good evening, fellow Toastmasters. Good evening, President. Thank you for the warm introduction and energetic introduction to the meeting today. As always, it's a pleasure to be here and glad to take on a responsibility or a role during the meeting today. I'll wish you all a wonderful session. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ranjith. Next, we have Toastmaster to be Haneen Al-Mahrous.
Hi, good evening. My name is Haneen, and I'm an electrical engineer at Babco. I just finished 2 years working at Babco, and I recently received my MSc from Heriot-Watt University, which is the reason why I hadn't attended the meeting last time. Thank you.
Congratulations, Toastmaster to be Haneen, for such award that you received in your academically. We are really delighted to have you with us and proud of you as well. The last but not least, ex-Toastmaster, still Toastmaster in the spirit, Samah Al-Hamad, our Sheikh Moment Deliverer. Yeah. Okay, I think Toastmaster Samah not around at the moment. So let's move on with our agenda. Our Master of Ceremonies today is one of our most active club members. He took the role of Toastmaster of the Day just I think 1 day or 2 days before the meeting. I really appreciate his initiative and leadership, and he is none other than Toastmaster BK Barasha. Toastmaster BK Barasha, yes, you can take the steering wheel.
Big thanks to our president for good introduction for me as Toastmaster of the Day, as MC. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, good evening to all of you. I am very much energetic to be a Toastmaster of the Day, to be an MC today. Today, theme of the meeting is Olympic was almost ready. It was given to me. And I will try to take to the journey of the Olympic. And I hope you will enjoy our meeting. I will talk about the Olympics. Olympic 2020, which was supposed to be there, but it finished in 2020, 21. Games are just over. We will discuss about that also. And today we will know other things about the Olympic. The Olympic Games are normally held every 4 years, alternately between the summer and winter Olympics every 2 years in the 4-year period. Their creation was inspired by the ancient Olympic Games, ancient Greek. First International Olympic Committee, which is called the IOC, was founded in 1894, leading to the first modern games in Athens in 1896, where 14 nations representative with the 241 participants. And the IOC is the governing body of the Olympic. If you look at the cost, as per the Olympic study, which was done in 2016, sports-related cost for the summer games were on average $5.2 billion. The most expensive summer games were the Beijing in China in 2008. It was $44 billion. As of 2016, study says that cost per athlete was on average 599,000 for the summer games. So this is a very costly affair. I will talk more about the Olympic. Let's move towards our meeting. To all the role players, I have asked 2 questions: what they like the most about the Olympic and which sport they like the most. So most of them, they reply. I will be sharing their thought while I will introduce to them. To run the meeting smoothly, I have few more performers with me, and they are very much energetic, I know. First is to keep track of the time so as to ensure that today's meeting runs according to the schedule. I would like to welcome our Toastmaster, Hussein Khamis, to explain the timing criteria for the roles today, please. Toastmaster Hussein Khamis.
Yes. Am I here, Dabur?
Yes, you are audible.
Good evening, gentlemen, ladies, and fellow Toastmaster. As a timer tonight, I will take the times of prepare speech and table topics with evaluation. For prepare speech, we have 3 speakers, BTM Walid Athman and Toastmaster Dr. Sayyid Raza. We have 5 to 6 minutes. In 5 minutes, I will switch on the green light. Okay. And on 6 minutes, I will switch on amber light. And 7 minutes, I will switch on the red light. And it will stay until the speaker finish. The grace with 30 seconds should not reach more than 30 seconds. And for the third speaker, Toastmaster Mahmoud Ali, we have 4 to 6 minutes. In 4 minutes, I will switch on the green light. And 5 minutes, I will switch on the amber light. And 6 minutes, the red light. And it will stay until finish his speech. I wish all the best for the speaker with energetic. And for the we'll speak now for the table topics. We have 1 to 2 minutes. In 1 minute, I will switch on the green light, and 1.5 minutes amber light, and 2 minutes red light, and it will stay until the speech finish. And the grace also will be 30 seconds, not less and not more. And for evaluation also, we have 2 to 3 minutes. 3 minutes will switch on, 2 minutes will switch on the green light, and 2.5 amber light, and 3 minutes red light. I wish you all the best with energetic speakers. Back to you, Mr. of Ceremony.
Thank you, Toastmaster Hussein, for explaining the timing criteria. Thank you so much. Let's call our second performer, who will be busy tracking the word filters made by the speakers, who is electrical engineer in electrical section of PCD. She likes the opening and parades, very interested in Olympic, and sports like the most is gymnastics. So she is our AHA counter. I would like to welcome Toastmaster Hameen Al-Mahrouz to explain her role for the AHA counter.
Thank you,
Hameen, please.
Thank you, Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. Today, I will be your AHA counter, and our goal here at Toastmasters is to become more effective at speaking. And one way of doing that is by removing the distractions from our speaking. As the AHA counter, my duty is to listen carefully for and keep track of any verbal distractions or speaking crutches that you may use to fill spaces. These are words like you know, and so, but, and other filler words or sounds. I will also keep track of repeating words or other versions of repeating repeating words known as false starts, where you begin to say something and then you start over again. Finally, I will also make a note of any distraction pauses that you may take in your speaking. For each person, I will make a note of these verbal distractions and give you a report near the end of the meeting, so you could have feedback on where you could improve on. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thanks, Toastmaster Amin, for explaining the role very energetically. Let's call our third performer, who will be listening and ask the question to you to ensure how much attention you give during the meeting. So he is our listener. As per him, Olympic brings in competition and harmony at the same time, which was a necessary distraction during the monotonous pandemic times, and he likes the game hockey. So let's call our third performer, who is the listener, Toastmaster Ranjit Ramachandran, to explain the role for the listener. You are muted, Mr. Ranjit.
Thank you, Master of Ceremony, fellow Toastmasters. Good evening once again. As important as speaking is a part of communication, there is listening as well. So as my task today being a listener is to listen intently to the speakers as well as the role players and note down any interesting tidbits of information that I come across. And by the end of the meeting, I'll be asking questions against the notes that I've taken, and hopefully we'll get a lot of responses. And we know that we have all been paying attention. So that's my role. Over to you, dear Molly.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ranjit. We'll go back to the Olympic. Do you know the official motto for the Olympics? What is the official motto? There are three words: Citius, Altius, and Fortius. In English, they are the faster, higher, and stronger. And five official Olympic values are joy of effort, fair play, respect for others, pursuit for excellence, and balance between body, will, and mind. If you want Olympic to win your country, you need to bid for that. It is very costly affair. Because of the cost now, it is biggest threat to the future of the Olympic is that very few countries are very thinking to host them. Bidding for the 2024 Summer Olympic also became a race between the two countries only, that is the Paris and Los Angeles. And IOC, what they have done, they don't want to lose anyone. So 2024, they have given to the Paris, and 2028 games, they have given to the Los Angeles. And very good thing for them, all the expenses for the games are funded by the host country only. IOC doesn't pay anything, only control the rights and profits from the Olympic symbol. The IOC also takes a percentage of all the sponsorship and broadcast income. If you see the Olympic symbol, known as the Olympic rings, consists of 5 intertwined rings represent the unity of the 5 continents. And they are the Africa, America, Asia, Europe, and Oceania. And color of the rings, blue, yellow, black, green, and red over a white background represent these colors, representing because they are chosen, because every nation had at least this color in their flag. So the flag was adopted in 1914, but flown for the first time only at the 1920. Summer Olympics in Antwerp, Belgium, it has been since hosted during each celebration of the games. So now we'll go back to our educational program with the prepared speeches. Today we have 3 speakers. Now I will call our first speaker. He likes the most about the Olympic is that for a period of 2 weeks, every 4 years, you see the best athletes competing in so many sports. He's watching all sorts of sports, during the Olympics, but the best sports he likes to follow are diving and track and field. DTM, our DTM Walid, objective for your speech are as follows. Just I will open the purpose. The purpose of this project is to identify your primary leadership style or styles. The purpose of this project is to identify your primary leadership style or styles. Timer, please note, time is 5 to 7 minutes. I would like to welcome our DTM Walid for his speech title, Are Leaders Born or Made? Are leaders born or made? DTM Walid, screen is yours.
Thank you. Are leaders born or made? This question has been there since the beginning of time. And it's been argued a lot. It's a similar argument as what comes first, the egg or the chicken. Bruce Fairchild-Bourne says, it is said that great leaders are born, not made. The saying is true to this degree that no man can persuade people to do what he wants them to do unless he genuinely likes people and believes that what he wants them to do is to their own advantage. Master of Ceremony, fellow Toastmaster, and honorable guests, good evening. I totally disagree with this. I don't believe that leaders are born. Leaders are made. The great football coach, Vince Lombardi, says, leaders are made. They are not born. They are made by hard effort, which is the price which all of us must pay to achieve any goal that is worthwhile. We have seen this in front of our eyes for the past 2 weeks in the Olympics. People had to sweat, not sweat, but blood to achieve the goals that they wanted. This has not come to them easily. Of course, by birth, we get genetic characteristics that help people to be great leaders or great athletes or even great criminal minds. But those characteristics on their own will not get us to that point. Of course, you need to practice, you need to work on your skills, you need to develop those characteristics that you're born with to enable you to reach that point where you can become a great leader or a great athlete or even a great criminal. Nothing comes to you as a birthright. You have to work hard to do that. I strongly believe in that because from personal experience, talking about myself, I wasn't born as a leader. In my youth, I used to be a very shy and quiet person. I rarely went to the front of anything to lead. I like to lag back, be quiet, and follow others. But my life journey, I was exposed to various things and experiences that changed me to become the leader that I am today. I have led It made me a leader, not only at work, but at home, even in sports and socially, to lead people into a battle of a game to win. So those characteristics didn't come to me by birth, because I know at a young age I wasn't that person. This only came with experience and hard work. Well, what makes a leader? People talk about leadership styles, and to recognize a leader, you need to recognize their style of leadership. And there are very 5 distinct leadership styles. People lead by example. Others lead by open mind. Another leadership style is to be optimistic. And the 4th leadership style is to demonstrate integrity. But the 5th and most important leadership style, and which I think I follow, is being an effective communicator. I believe that most Toastmasters, being a Toastmaster and working in this environment, eventually you become an effective communicator. And that takes you to be an effective communicator leader. Fellow Toastmasters and honorable guests, leaders are made, and they are made by hard work. They are not born leaders. Let me leave you with this quote by Colin Powell, who says, "Leaders are made, not born. They are made through trial and error and hard work that gets us to the goals that are worthwhile." Back to you, Master of Ceremonies.
Thanks, energetic BTM Wali, for the wonderful speech. I am absolutely agree with you that leaders are made, not born. And this is the one platform where we are sitting. That is the number one where leaders are made. Thank you very much. Now I will call our second speaker. He likes the spirit in which athletes from all over the world complete representing their country. He is the fan of tennis and don't miss Olympic tennis. Other sports he like are running, races, and gymnastics. He is our present president of the BTMC, Toastmaster Muhammad Ali. Yusuf, objective for your speech are, as the purpose of this project is for the member to introduce himself or herself to the club and learn the basic structure of a public speech. The purpose of this project is for the member to introduce himself or herself to the club and learn the basic structure of a public speech. Timer, please note, this is the 4 to 6 minutes. Toastmaster Muhammad Ali, for the speech title, it's a matter of time. Toastmaster Muhammad Ali, the screen is yours. You are muted.
If you were given the opportunity to rewind your life X number of years and relive it again, do you think your choices will be different than the ones you have already taken? Master of Ceremonies, fellow Toastmasters, and esteemed guests, good evening. I remember when I was in my second year studying in the University of Bahrain, physical chemistry subject. Our instructor back then was Dr. Sadiq Al-Alawi, and he heard few of our colleagues complaining about chemical engineering. So he went on and asked us the same question. And he said, do you think if you go back in time into your high school, you will choose another major other than chemical engineering? The class went all complaining. Some people were whining about chemical engineering, saying, of course not. Some of them were saying, maybe. Then he came to us and told us, believe me, it's a matter of time until you know what I mean. You would all go and choose the same major. Today, I'm delivering my second icebreaker, and I chose to do it in a different way than how I did it in the past. Of course, not because I went back on time. It's just I wanted to share different things that I had not during my first icebreaker. I'm going to talk about myself, and I'll split my life into 3 stages. Stage number 1 is early childhood. Stage number 2 is teenager, being a teenager. And stage 3 is early adulthood. So in my first stage, I was born in a family. It's a small family among 3 brothers, with my parents and my grandfather living with us in the same house. I share the same name with my grandfather, and maybe that was the reason I was really spoiled. I was spoiled to the limit that my big brothers used to come and ask me for help if they need my father to buy them some stuff that he would not if requested by them. I was really energetic boy, calm. I don't make a lot of issues. I did very well at school. I was competitive. And I had that love for video games. I remember that I wanted back then, my dream was to become a pilot in the future. The second stage of my life is when I became a teenager. I like to think about this stage as a journey to discover myself. In my teenager years, maybe from 10 years till 18, I switched my friends from the group of A-class students to the friends that I did stuff that I cannot share with you in this in this speech, and to the friends I'm having right now who have interest in sports. And in this stage also, I loved sports and video games. And by the end of my teenager age or teenage years, I decided to become a chemical engineer. The last stage is when I reached 18 years and I entered the university. I can again split this stage into 2 sub-stages: early adult and now a little bit matured. Before marriage, after marriage. Before, when I had some more hair in my head, and now when I'm losing it. At this stage, I remember back in the university, it was really fun. I had some income. I had no obligations except for education. I really enjoyed it. After that, I got married. I had a lot of responsibilities, and I'm telling you, my routines changed totally. I don't play video games. I don't watch sports. I don't play sports. Instead, I'm here in Toastmasters. Sometimes I play tennis once in a while, and I spend most of my time with my family. That's the journey I have so far in my life. And I will take exactly the same experiences that I had before along the way is what made me the person who I am today. And without these experiences, it's a matter of time for me to become the man who I am today. Back to you, Master Sarah.
Thanks, Toastmaster Muhammad, for wonderful speech. Your ice break that time also was fantastic, and this time also. Thank you so much. Now I will call our third speaker, who professionally he is the doctor. He likes the gathering on international athletics from different backgrounds, but more than that, he likes athletic from humble backgrounds. Doing wonder on the field, he likes relay race as it reflects good teamwork. Toastmaster Dr. Saeed Raja, objective of speech are as follows. The purpose of this project is to program selecting and using a variety of visual aids during a speech. Actually, this project's purpose or objective of the speech, Dr. Said, is happy skirt, which you have sent to me, but this is okay. I would like to welcome our Toastmaster, Dr. Saeed Raja, for the speech title, Know Yourself. Timer, please note down, time is 5 to 7 minutes. Toastmaster Dr. Raja, screen is yours.
Thank you very much. First of all, can you see my screen, which I'm sharing?
Yes, we can see.
Okay. Why do we always think that the grass is greener on the other side of the fence? Why do we always feel that the happiness is flowing more in abundance in others' courtyard than ours? Why do we always feel that the smile on someone's other's face is sweeter than on our own? Fellow Toastmasters, guests, a very good evening. These are the questions that come to our mind day and night. When we start to compare ourselves with others, and this does not end here. We start to make comparisons. So I'm just trying to move my slides. Where we try to say to ourselves that why I'm not wealthier than somebody else, why my salary is in 3 digits while other salary is in 5 digits, why somebody is driving a Porsche while I'm still driving a Honda or a Toyota, while somebody has got a mansion to live while I've got only a 2 BHK or a 3 BHK house. Why somebody is at a very high position, is very well recognized in the community or in the society, while I am simply Mr. Nobody. So while we are searching for these questions, while we are looking for those answers, which we can never find, we are simply lost in that crowd. Well, we tend to lose even our own identity, our own self-respect, and our own worth. When we try to look ourselves in the mirror, we sometimes even fail to see ourselves. We fail to see our worth. We fail to see our potential. When we look in the mirror, we may end up with 3 scenarios. Either we feel very low and depressed as to what we are, or we may get angry as to what we are not. But sometimes we may also feel to be that we are not in a way that we feel elated, we feel big, we feel rich, We feel that we have everything in the world that one can have, but the reality is we may not have anything. Now, very recently, I met a friend of mine in his house, and I found that he looked a little bit low and a little bit depressed. And I asked him that, friend, what is the matter? So in the beginning, he simply brushed it off, saying, no, it's nothing. But when I stressed that he was looking a bit low, and as to what the reason was, he said that he was depressed and he was feeling low only because that his son got only 5 marks. Yes, only 5 marks less than his neighbor's son in an exam. But when I probed a little bit deeper, it appeared that his son still had sufficient marks, and in fact, very good marks, to get into any good university and in a good professional college. So that is the level of competition, that is the level of comparing. Now, it is now well known that one is more unhappy with somebody's happiness than he or she is unhappy because of his or own state of unhappiness. Now, social media, as we all know, is a platform nearly everybody is using day and night. And social media is a platform where everybody wants to post their story or pictures. And what do they post? They do not post the worst of their pictures. They do not post their worst of the stories, but they post the best of them. They want to look the best in social media. They want to show the best holiday destination that they have been to. They want to show the most expensive restaurant that they have dined into. They want to also show the world that they are the most happiest couple in the world. But do you believe them? Yes, sometimes we do. But the reality is that they may not be all true. But how does it affect us? How does it impact us? We tend to get a sense that we are in a competition. We sometimes get low, sometimes get depressed, only because of the reason we think that we do not have those, what is being shown on the social media, either by our friends or colleagues, or even somebody totally stranger we do not know. We all know by now that money cannot buy everything, and certainly money cannot buy happiness. So the richest person is not always the happiest. The poorest man may not have anything or very little, but still he will be the most happiest man. He will be the most healthiest man. He will have the perfect and the best sleep he can, which the rich person will be devoid of. So ladies and gentlemen, let's not compare ourselves with others. Let's look deep within us. Let us look at our potential. Let's look at our worth as to what we can do and what we can achieve. And certainly, if you look from that aspect, you're going to be successful and you can do much more than you think that you're worth of. So next time when you look at yourself in the mirror, recognize your actual worth. Recognize your actual potential. Recognize that you're worthy you. You're not Mr. X, you're not Miss Y, but you are Mr. U or Mr. or Miss Y, Miss U. So take a deep breath and say to yourself that you were the best, you are the best, and you will be the best. Back to you.
Thanks, energetic Toastmaster at side for the perfect speech. Now, our prepared speeches are over. Now we will go back to our theme, Olympic. I would like to share some fact about the Olympic. You know, the Olympic torch is a tribute to the fire that burned throughout the ancient Greek Olympic Games, honoring their goddess. Name is Hestia. Prize was given to the winners of the Olympics in the ancient Greece time. You know what was that? It was the olive branches crown only. And opening ceremony placed only on Friday in all the Olympics Games. The ceremony typically starts with the entrance of the president of the International Olympic Committee and a representative of the host country, followed by the hosting of the host country's flag and a performance of its national anthem. The closing ceremony is placed always on Sunday, and 3 national flags are hosted while the corresponding national anthems are played: the flag of the current host country, the flag of the Greece, and the flag of the country hosting the next summer or winter Olympic Games. These are the 3 flags there. The winner received gold medal, which were the solid gold until 1912. Up till 1912, this medal was the solid gold. Afterwards, later, they made of gilded silver and now gold-plated only. Time has come, they are the only gold-plated silver, but they make sure that every gold medal must contain at least 6 grams of gold. So in all gold medals, at least 6 grams gold they get. Now time is for break. I will ask our president either he would like to have a break or we can continue. Our Mr. President.
Yes, no need for a break, I guess.
Okay, thank you, Mr. President. I will continue. Let's move to our meeting now further. Let me ask you something. When someone asks you to speak on an instant topic, so yes, you are thinking the right. Now this is the table topic time. And our table topic master is an associate rotating equipment engineer working in the maintenance service department. He has worked in BAPCO for more than 2 years and would like to develop his communication skills with BTMC. He likes the most about the Olympic that how the entire world gets to compete at the world stages and sometimes like watching fencing, wrestling in the Olympic Games. I would like to welcome our Toastmaster, Yusuf Mukhtar, for table topic session. Toastmaster Yusuf Mukhtar, screen is yours. You can start your table topic session.
Thank you, Master Toastmaster. Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests. Table topic enables every single member to develop his skills of impromptu speaking. Table topics helps to train us to quickly organize and express our thoughts. Furthermore, the speech can be constructed in a way such as a mini speech consisting of an opening, a body, and a conclusion. This will be a wonderful opportunity for any member who is not on duty in the meeting agenda to practice and to enhance his impromptu speaking skills. Hence, this is also an opportunity for the guests to participate if they wish. Each speaker is required to speak for 1 to 2 minutes. Participants are disqualified at 2 minutes 30 seconds. Each speaker is recommended to use the word of the day. The word of the day is energetic. So what I'll do, the idea is I'm gonna share my screen and I'll select, anyone can volunteer. You can start off with any of our Toastmasters members. So I have 5 different paintings, sorry, Khalid. We have 5 paintings and you have got to choose one of these 5 different paintings and then you can speak about it and what you see and you can share with us a story. Yeah. So, yeah, Khalid, Can you choose one of these 5 pictures?
They're very tiny. I can see numbers,
Yeah.
and my lucky number is number
It's really
3.
small. It's difficult for you to pick, but it's going to be random. When it's enlarged, then you can see the
I'll go for
entire
number
thing.
3.
Number 3. So the stage is yours, and you can explain what you see about this picture and tell us a story or whatever you find better for you. The stage is yours.
Table topic masters, fellow Toastmasters, and esteemed guests. Good evening to all of you. The first thing that came to my mind when I saw this photo is the competition that happens during contests. And as many of you might know, I've been the Sergeant at Arms for many, many contests around the district and even outside the district. One of the contests that I entered that day, there was a voice that came in out of silence. He said, "Good morning." And I could not really stop myself from that energy on commenting on whatever he said during my address as the CDD last term. Long time ago, fast forward, a few days ago, we went to DTAC ceremony. And we were all enjoying ourselves. Of course, we never met physically. I'm sure, inshallah, very soon this would happen here. And he came to me. I don't even remember his name. Of course, now I will remember his name for many years, Toastmaster Jeffrey. He said, I was really worried that day from that finish line of the photo that we can see in front of us. But your word made the day and made me more energetic to pursue my dream and become the champion of the evaluation of District 20. So my message to you, people will not remember what you said. People will not remember what you did, but they will definitely remember how you made them feel. And that's the message I wish to deliver here. Regardless of whatever race we are going through, the finish line does not matter. What matters is the feeling that we leave behind us when we reach there. Thank you so much, and over to you, Table Topic Masters.
Thank you, DTM Khalid. It was a wonderful speech, especially that you have spoken about your experience at DTAC, and you have given us a wonderful message at the end of your speech. So we'll look at another image. Does anybody want to participate? And from our guests or our Toastmasters Club? Anybody wants to volunteer?
I can go again if no one wants to go.
Yeah, and don't worry, it'll be simpler pictures.
Too bad we don't have DTM Saleh today.
Then maybe I should pick somebody to have a chance to speak. Ahmadi team, would you like to talk and elaborate? Use your imagination. Let it flourish and talk about one of these. Perfect. All right. You got.
Definitely.
So the third image is already been used. So we got 4 more. Can you pick any of these images? 1, 2, 4, 5.
I'll go with image number 1.
Good choice. The stage is yours, and use your imagination. The quality is not the best, but yeah. Here you go. The stage is yours.
Good evening, everyone, fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests. As you all can see, with the spirit of the Olympics and everyone feeling energized, one of the most prominent sports in the Olympics that has been present in the competition since many years is the sports of running. And running is a very special sport as it comes down to giving your full force, full energy into reaching one specific milestone and achieving one specific goal. It brings out all the force, the power in you to get to reach to that point. As simple of a sport it may be, it is very challenging, and many athletes have gone through lots of tough times and lots of heavy training in order to reach that moment where they just start at the starting line and keep on running until they reach the end. Nothing should be held back or said wrongly towards such athletes, because it is a very, very tough sport. And it's always a pleasure to see some of the great athletes such as Usain Bolt and moving on forward with even currently a Bahraini winner winning a race. It's a great pleasure to see how Bahrain has set even a stone and winning a gold medal, or a silver medal, I should say, in the Olympics. And yes, to conclude, what's one of the amazing sports that is compromised in the Olympics competition.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ahmedin. That was a really good speech, especially in which you spoken about the gold medals that have been won by Bahrain, and also the different achievements that one can get when taking part in the Olympic Games. All right, so we've got now 3 more. So who would like to volunteer? The next paintings will get you the chance to use your vivid dreams and your imagination. Any volunteer?
Can I participate on that? Although I have a role, but can I participate?
Yeah, that's be fine. Sure, no worries. You can please pick one of these 3 pictures. 2, 4, 5.
4.
4. Oh, it's a good choice. Your stage is yours.
Can I do it? Can I be a swimmer? I remember the first time I attended swimming when I was a small kid. It was a part of a physiotherapy for me. Dear Toastmaster guests, good evening. I had a doubt. I was comparing myself like Sayyid Rida, comparing myself for others. So I would, until I saw a person that energized me and stopped me from comparing myself to others. She was a swimmer. She was a swimmer with one hand. It was very inspiring to see a very good swimmer with one hand only. I thought that my physiotherapy when I was little is hard, but when I saw her, it was a very energetic and impact me a lot, like BTM Khalid said in his speech. When what you feel is what you live in feeling in the person, it will last forever. So in the future, don't compare yourself to others. and swim with all your strength until you reach your goal, and don't doubt yourself, and don't listen to the naysayers. Back to you.
Thank you, TM. Abdullah, that was a really inspiring speech in which you've spoken about how we should always swim forwards and to never compare ourselves with other people. Thank you so much. Do we still have, sorry, timer, do we have enough time for the next two more speeches for the table topics, or should we go further? Because we have still two more images. And I want to volunteer.
If you want to take one more, there is 2 minutes also.
Perfect. Let's have one more volunteer, and then we can pass on to the next speeches. Any volunteer?
A few participants who have no roles. Toastmaster Yusuf.
Yeah. All right. So
share your screen. Share your screen so that they get motivated.
So we get the role to. All right. Team Ahmed Najaf.
يستاهل.
All right, Team Ahmed Najaf. Yes.
Hidden energy.
Yes. So you got two more images, 2 and 5.
You pretend that he's not around.
Is he here? So,
I thought he said 5, I think.
5? Okay. All right. So it's not the best image, but the quality is a bit. But here, it's your opportunity.
Ali, go for it.
Toastmaster Mahmoud Haiki, our BPE, also has no role.
So Team Ahmed Haiki, would you like to take the role of the table topics?
Yalla, I will go for it. I'll take the number 2. Number 2.
Okay, number 2. Okay, perfect. This is, I think this is, you chose one of the most vivid pictures here.
تميت ويا 5 أحسن لك.
We will create something out of it.
Something new.
Table topic master. Fellow Toastmasters and most honorable guest. Today's world is a small country with all the technologies that we have. It doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter what color you are. In the Olympics, those flags can be blended together. The one who comes fastest, he brings the gold. It doesn't depend where you come from. It's how much determination and how much effort you put in. The world now doesn't see what color your skin is, what religion you take, what country you come from, and so forth. When you pass this world and be presented before God, you will be judged on what you were doing. So colors is not nice to have, but it's not where you come from. It's the effort you put in. Who you are is determined by the doings, not by the words, not by the color of your skin. The Olympics resembles uniting the humanity, uniting the continents, the colors, countries. It has a spirit of we are all human, and we should put our best effort in order to compete with ourselves. So the champ, when he stops on the line of starting, he doesn't compete with others. He competes with his own best timing. May he breaks his own time and break the work record is a goal that can be achieved. And we have seen so many world records being broken and new, faster, stronger timing being set. Back to you.
Thank you, Tim. Rose, it was really a wonderful speech in which you've spoken about how the globalization, how international community, they compete together at the world stage, and the winners are chosen not just by, they're not chosen by the race or the religion, but by their tremendous strength. Thank you. So that is from my side, and back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Yusuf, for conducting the table topic session energetically. You were the really energetic Toastmaster, Yusuf. Thank you so much. Now we have the time for business session. So I would like to invite our Mr. President to conduct the business session for the club. Toastmaster Muhammad.
Thank you, Master of Ceremonies, Toastmaster PK Parashar. Well, we reach to the business session as our club secretary has apologized not attending. Let me read out the minutes of our last meeting. Our last meeting, number 342, was conducted on 28th of July, started on time with Master of Ceremony DTM Walid Uthman. The theme of the night was green. The word of the day was rhetoric. The winners, the best awards went to, for the table topics, to Samah Al-Hamad. For the best evaluator, it went to Toastmaster Arfan Nata. And best speaker was Toastmaster Fatma Hussein. We had 3 speakers. And the GE was DTM Abdhali Al-Attar. That's the minutes of last meeting. So I personally raise a motion to adopt this agenda without any amendments, unless there are any amendments.
You can't raise a motion, Mr. President. Let me raise a motion on your behalf. So I raise a motion to accept the minutes has been read.
I second.
And I second it.
Thank you. So the minutes are adopted. Do we have quorum for today? Yes, we do. We did, and we still do. We still do. Okay. We can move now to officers' reports, starting with our immediate past president, Toastmaster Fatma Hussein.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Muhammad Ali Yusuf. So there are some items which are still being pending from last term, especially with regards to the minutes of meeting, and we're working on those. But that's all I have for my report. So we are working on whatever left out items from last term.
Thank you, Toastmaster Fatma Hussein. Moving to our Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Habib. Any items to report?
Nothing to report, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Habib. Yeah, one thing maybe worth sharing from our Sergeant at Arms is that we have already started inquiring with the Babco Club about moving to physical meetings, and Toastmaster Habib has already been in communication with the club admin. Moving to our treasurer, Toastmaster Ahmed Najaf.
Yes, good evening, Mr. President. I think I'm having some issues. Can you hear me? I'm having some issues with my laptop. Yeah.
We can hear you clearly.
Yeah, thank you. Regarding treasurer, I had a word today with DTM Walid regarding bank account. As we are not getting any SMS messages, we have to go to the bank to inquire about our bank account. And I'm wondering, DTM Walid, if you had the chance today to go to the bank?
Unfortunately, I was too busy today. Tomorrow, inshallah.
No worries, no worries, inshallah. Inshallah.
And is anyone picking the mail from the, we do have a PO box and we do get a monthly statement. So most probably that PO box is full.
Yeah. I think it's a good idea to like do a SMS message like on one of the mobiles, Babco mobile numbers, you know, not personal
I'll
mobiles.
ask about it. I'll inquire about it tomorrow.
Perfect, perfect. We can do that. That's all from my side, Mr. President. Thank you. And I'm working with the actually ex-president, our Toastmaster Fatma. I was actually preparing the attendance sheet, and you send it at today afternoon. And yours is actually more compressed. Mine was more detailed, and I was doing all the way back to June last year. But since you did it, thank you very much. Back to you, Mr. President.
Thank you, our treasurer, Toastmaster Ahmed Najaf. Yeah, there is some abnormal thing about the bank account that we need to sort out. Okay. Moving ahead.
I'm traveling soon.
Moving ahead to our secretary is not attending tonight. He has apologized. We did assign a proxy for our club. The proxy is DTM Khalid, who will represent us in the annual
international business session.
Yeah, annual business international session. That's it. Moving ahead to our VPPR, Toastmaster Said Mahmoud.
Good evening, everyone. Social media has been updated. You can see the beautiful designs on the brochures, and I hope it's bring us more guests and more members soon enough. And that's it. Back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Said Mahmoud. DTM Khalid, our Vice President membership.
Thank you so much, Mr. President, for such an energetic reports all over. I can see the grammarian is counting. Good. My report would be as simple as, first of all, thank you for all of the members. I've been sending survey, and almost all of the members replied to that survey. I sent the survey to our president and vice president of education, and we'd have to sit down together and review all of your survey. There are really valuable input to the survey, and what's really caught my attention is the planning that we have. Many of the members are really planning their journey. And I can see even one of them right now nodding, okay, he's looking at ceiling, and then he wants to get his DTM, and he's smiling right now. So that's what we really need to have. We need to have plans, and we need to satisfy our members' need for the retention. So thank you so much, everyone, for sending your survey responses. The second input, I'm also waiting. Thank you, Madam Immediate Past President and Immediate Past Secretary, for sending me the reports of the attendance, because I need to work on the attendance to follow up on the members. Unfortunately, today we could not make it to our KPI. The KPI was to have 20 members and 5 guests. Thanks for the 4 guests who attended today and responding to my invitation. Thank you all for attending there. We need to have all of the members bringing guests. Can I have all of the members raising their hand and saying, we will bring 1 guest each? Toastmaster Hussein is very active, bringing too many guests. Toastmaster PK Prashar
will bring the guest.
Toastmaster Fatima, Toastmaster Habib. Others are just observing. Toastmaster Muhammad. No, can you keep your hands raised, please? All of you. Whoever said that would bring a guest, please keep your hand raised. Let me take a snapshot. Let me take a snapshot. Okay, now I remember my target next week.
DTM Khalid, I had a couple of suggestions actually regarding the guests. Toastmaster to be Ahmed Yatim. Maybe you can ask your colleagues. You know, we do have a lot of bachelor degrees holders. They may be interested. We have a lot of graduates from Oil and Gas Academy. They are very enthusiastic. They may be interested. So from my side, from LSFO complex, I'll be shouting out and seeing if somebody is interested. We can bring them. I do have a potential Toastmaster to be. His name is Saeed Saeed. He was very interested today. I had a word with him, and hopefully I'll keep looking. From your side as well, Yusuf, maybe Toastmaster Yusuf, maintenance side. Toastmaster Hussein Khamis, maintenance side as well. And even Toastmaster Mahmoud Al-Haki from your side, North Process, maybe you may have some youngsters. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ahmed. I think I would have you as my subcommittee because you know a lot of people, and you have mashallah. Yes, Toastmaster PK Parasha.
DTM Khalid, you are asking the guest from the BAPCO refinery or outside?
No. We need to have guests from BAPCO, so we can have them as members.
Okay.
And so that would be excellent. Thank you so much, everyone, for your energetic cooperation, and over to you, Mr. President.
Thank you, DTM Khalid, Abdullah, for your report. Moving to our Vice President Education, Toastmaster Mahmoud Haki.
Thank you, our President. Actually, I have some points to raise. The first, regarding the pathway. I was looking on the pathway for each member. You can let me share the screen.
You are already a co-host. I think you can share the screen.
Okay, thank you. So as you can see here, we have, I added the path for each member according to the latest output from the base camp, from the pathway. So most of the members, they are level 1, and most of them did their icebreaker. So here I would like to encourage members to start their icebreaker and start their path, progressing on their path. Second point, some of the members, they don't update their pathway progress after each speech and after completing each project. So here I would like to encourage each member to update his or her progress on the pathway, so that I can also keep tracking with you and with the progress of your pathway. Other points, if you are not yet registered at Pathway, so please do register. And if you need any support on that, if you need any help to register on the Pathway or how to use the Pathway, so please contact with me. We can do it together. And yeah, I think that's it regarding Pathway. One more thing regarding Pathway, if you are a member on a different club, maybe I cannot see your progress. So please just let me know once you are doing any projects, once you are progressing in your Pathway. Just send me a notification. What is your level now? What is your project? Where you are in the Pathway? So I can update it also, because if you are a member on different club, maybe I cannot see it. Depend on the setting of the you are having on the Pathway. So that's it regarding.
Even if he have to bath or.
Yes, if you have also two baths, for example, here we have Toastmaster Abdullah Hijazi. He have two baths. One of them he is in level 3, and one of them he is in level 1. So it is showing both. Here I have Toastmaster Hussein Khamis, Toastmaster Muhammad Ali Yusuf. So even if it is two baths, I can see it. But if you are in two different clubs or more, for example, BTM Khalid, I cannot see his progress because he is a member on different clubs. So I'm requesting the members who are dual or multiple club members to send me an update on their Pathway. Other points to rise also, as we are sharing information. We are working on the club calendar. Still, it is not completed. So it is in progress, and we will share it with you once it is completed and approved. I think that's it from my side. Last but not the least is to encourage everyone to participate in the meetings. And if you are willing to take a role for the next meeting, please let me know. And I will be happy to receive your request ahead of time, so it will be much easier for everyone to settle our meeting or set up our meeting. Thank you, everyone, and back to you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mahmoud Al-Haiki, for this report, very detailed. As for my report, just wanted to state that our young leadership, youth leadership program is still ongoing. Session 3 was completed last week, and we are expecting the 4th session next Saturday. So I would like to recognize first all the members, coordinators who have participated, and also I'd like to invite all of you to attend also next Saturday, session 4, to become part of this program. So is there any points to come from members?
I have a small point for the PR.
Yes.
PR that I still have the old camera and the old hard disk that contains the old photos and videos. And I will be next week in the office in Awali if we can arrange for him to pick it up from me. That's it. Back to you.
Toastmaster Abdullah Hijazi, I apologize. For some reason, my internet got disconnected while you were talking. So I hope that I know that you are speaking about PR. So Toastmaster Said Mahmoud.
Yeah, I'm just telling that I have the old video camera and the old camera and the photos. If we can arrange next week to pick it up.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he added, otherwise he was gonna sell it on auction, but he didn't say.
No, it is available with me from a long time.
Yes, it's good that you brought it up because my last point was to make a poll. We are in a phase that we think that we can move back to physical meetings. It was a point that was discussed in our last ExCom meeting that happened this week, conducted this week. So before taking any steps into the formalities of going back to physical meetings, we would like to hear from all of our members. We would like to hear your opinion. Would you prefer to go back to physical meetings, given that the alert level will be green soon? So I'm raising this poll now. It's launched. So choose yes in case you think we should go back to physical meetings and you are accepting it. Choose no in case you think you will not be attending physical meetings.
Mr. President, if you may, I just want to raise a motion here with regards to your poll here. I think it's too early to put a poll here and vote for it. I think we have to discuss it, and there are so many issues that we have to discuss it before we go for a vote, yes or no. I think perhaps you may, if I would allow me to suggest, that you may send an email to us and we put our concerns, our thoughts, our opinions, because as you said, even if we go green, there will be limitation to a maximum number of people attending in a place, and still they have to put their face mask on throughout the session, regardless. It might be inconvenient for us. We may take it off. We are violating so many things. But on the other hand, there's the advantage of being together. So I think we have to discuss this in more detail before going for a vote of yes or no. It's not as simple as that, the way I see it. And thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arfan. Actually, this is not a motion to move back to physical meetings. It's just because the idea was already discussed about moving back to physical meetings in the ExCom. And all of these points were already considered that you have already raised. Since we are not really moving back anytime soon, we don't have a clear plan. Just wanted to have also the feel of our members, just the feel. Of course, we will go into more details to know who's vaccinated, who's not vaccinated. We have already talked to our club, to Awali Club, about the limitations in terms of social distancing, in terms of number of people in the venue. So all these points are, of course, considered. Just to have a feel. And by the way, the voting from 11 participants, 2 said no and 9 said yes. Yes, Toastmaster Yusuf Mukhtar.
Mr. President, I think I've been hearing the news also lately, some certain Toastmasters club, they have hybrid meetings. So it's like a mixture. So the numbers will be reduced. At the same time, there's also the option to go online. At the same time, it's also good for the online, for the international, for example, guests to come in. But I know it's complicated because it needs a lot of technology. It's not about the cost, but it's about the material, a lot of webcams, setups, it takes time. So I'm not sure, has the club looked into this perspective or this idea before?
Thank you, Toastmaster Yusuf Mukhtar. Yes, this idea was already brought up and discussed. Of course, no decision yet. It's only planning. I would say even preliminary planning just to assess the situation. Toastmaster Abdurrahman.
I'm kind of going with what Toastmaster Arfan said about discussing it within the XCOM first, finding the options. Of course, if you are intending to do it inside the club, you will be limiting the space, but open space like the Prince Tapika Park, if we are utilizing that with some speakers, there will be kind of flexibility with the numbers that we are attending. Anyway, I don't expect all the members to attend when we are doing that, but it needs to be discussed internally first. Yes, I do agree.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abdurrahman. Yes, Toastmaster Arfan.
I would raise a motion to end the discussion on this topic here because it will take very long if we want to continue. I guess the XCOM, under your leadership, have a good idea of what the members think of. And this has to be discussed in further details. So I would suggest taking it back to the XCOM to discuss it there. Thank you.
Yes, anybody else to second the motion? Thank you, Toastmaster Abdurrahman, Toastmaster BK Parashar to second the motion. Yes, with this, we end our business session for today. And we go back to our Masters of Ceremony to take us, Toastmaster Arfan. Yes, you are raising your hand again.
Yes, this is another motion I have here. I've noticed that yourself, Toastmaster Muhammad, when you adjourn the meeting or call it to order, you bang your hands. I would suggest, although hopefully inshallah soon we will go live, but please do get somebody to get you the gavel from the club. Let's see it. We missed the gavel. We have not seen it for quite a long time. So please arrange for having it and let's actually see the gavel. And
even the banners also.
Yeah, and the other thing, we've been some time now that the Master of Ceremonies is introducing the speaker's objectives. I would suggest that along with that, the MC should also at least introduce the evaluator. So the evaluator is known not only at the time of the general evaluation, but at least to mention the name of the evaluator of that speaker. That's all.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arfan Natiq, for your valuable suggestions. These will be considered in future meetings. Yes, with this, we conclude our business session. And now we go back to our Master of Ceremonies.
Thank you, Mr. President. We had a good discussion about the physical meeting and virtual meetings. Anyway, it will be decided after the ASCOM meeting. But as per my concern, just a little, I maybe being a member, my suggestion is that I think at least for 3 months, we should not think, because everywhere we are listening that third wave. So at least 3 months we can wait, then we can go for the physical meeting. Anyway, you are the leaders in the ASCOM, you can decide. Anyway, now we'll go back to our theme Olympic Tokyo 2020. I would like to just give the facts about our 2020. Actually, Tokyo as a host was voted by the IOC International Organizing Committee on 7 September 2013. And in bidding process, 3 candidates were there. Those were the Tokyo, Istanbul, and Madrid. And a bid from the Rome was withdrawn. So originally it was, and bid was given to the Tokyo on the base of the amount. Originally scheduled to take place, it was from 24th July to 9th August 2020. But the event was postponed to 2021 as it happened due to the result of the COVID-19 pandemic. And event held it from 23rd July to 8th of August 2021. There were the 339 events in 33 sports and 11,326 athletics participated. And it was motto was the United by Emotion. And 205 countries, they have participated in this Olympic. Let's move further to our meeting. Now time to call Toastmaster, who will judge our whole meeting. And our general evaluator is our immediate past president, Toastmaster Fatima. When I asked her about the Olympics, she liked the most heartwarming stories of unity and sportsmanship among international athletics, and she likes to run and running. So I would like to welcome our general evaluator, our immediate past president, Toastmaster Fatima Hussain, to evaluate our meeting. Toastmaster Fatima, now skin is yours.
Thank you very much, our MC for tonight, Toastmaster PK Parashad. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters, a very warm evening to you all. That's literally speaking as well. It is warm outside, so stay indoors and open your air conditioners. My role as the general evaluator is to evaluate the meeting as a whole and to invite the role takers tonight to deliver on their reports. To start with, let us hear from the timer on how did the speakers did for the prepared speeches and the table topics speeches.
Good evening again, fellow Toastmaster and dear guest. What is the energetic meeting? For prepared speech, we have 3 speakers, TTM Walid Athman, 6 minutes and 5 seconds. And for Toastmaster Muhammad Ali, 6 minutes 26 seconds. And Toastmaster Dr. Sayyid Raza, 7 minutes 17 seconds. All qualified, the speakers. And for table topics, TTM Khalid Abdullah, 2 minutes 12 seconds. And Toastmaster to be Ahmad Yatim, 2 minutes 13 seconds. And Toastmaster Abdullah Hijazi, 2 minutes 20 seconds. Toastmaster Abdul Radha Nawruz, 2 minutes 25 seconds. All qualified also. Now waiting also for the last evaluation time. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Hussein Khamis, for your report. Can we have the poll now for the best speaker? We can do the table topics later, but for the best speaker before we hear the evaluation. And the reason we're doing it now so that you don't get influenced by our esteemed evaluators who will be evaluating each and every speech. I can see one of our evaluator, Abdul Radha Nawruz, have the 5 rings behind him of the Olympics. It is sad that it is done now, but we're waiting for extra 4 years.
His rings are on fire.
They are on fire, just like the weather tonight.
You only need to wait for 3 years.
Oh, yes, it is 2020. It will be 2024. You're right, DTM Walid.
And now I don't know if the Winter Olympics happened or not. So you still have one more Olympics, or maybe it was done.
And, Winter Olympics is, we like the real one, where people actually run and cycle, not fly down ice mountains. Okay, we can see the poll now. So take your time.
Trying to mimic the theme, lah. Giving it more energetic.
And thank you, Toastmaster Abdulrada, for reminding us of the word of the night, which is energetic. What a wonderful word. And as we're done with it, are we done?
We have 14 participants in the voting, so I think we are done.
All right, perfect. Thank you, Toastmaster Mohammed. So let us hear from our first evaluator for tonight. So our first evaluator, when he was asked, what do you like most about the Olympics? He said, breaking world records. And which sport does he like to watch? Running, jumping, swimming, sports that have world records, which proves that you can always be better, faster, and stronger. And no one else would look after breaking world records than our own master evaluator, Toastmaster Abdulrada Nawrouz. Toastmaster Abdulrada Nawrouz will be evaluating the speech delivered by DTM Walid Uthman. Toastmaster Abdulrada, the floor is yours.
Thank you, General Evaluator, for the wonderful introduction, and yet another wonderful and energetic speaker, DTM Walid Uthman. Please join your hands together for the well-prepared speech and well-written one. Give an emoji. What I like about the speeches that are written, they are usually well structured and they are well thought of. It has a strong start, a full informative body, and a conclusion usually also is a well thought of. And there is a connection between the opening and the end. So the whole speech makes sense because it is structured and it's well written. And that's a plus point for any good speaker to have a beautiful and meaningful speech. Try to write it down. Now, there are certain things that comes with writing down the speech. Try not to read it, especially if it's a virtual one, because the speech will be there and it will be nearby, and you might be tempted to read some portion of it if you are forgetting a part of or so. May not, a seasonal Toastmaster might not have read it, but because of the gestures that you have in front of the PC or the camera, you are limiting your movements. Movements not necessarily serves the speech, as when you are doing a motivational or not a story. It usually, sometimes when you are standing still, have a better effect rather than distracting the listeners with your unnecessary movement. So I felt having a stand was a plus point. What I would like to see in such speeches and with the theme of the night is to have more energy of it. Now, our seasonal speaker is very confident with presenting speeches, and sometimes being very confident and easygoing makes the energy stable, like you have when you are living a speech or you're giving a speech. Sometimes you have to put a little bit drama so that you energize the audience as well, rather than being very calm and like you are killing your public speaking fear. And that's very obvious that you're very competent and confident. But try to use that in your benefit by putting some necessary drama in the place. Like you energize more things and give it more life. I always enjoy listening to our speeches. We're written, we're structured, and to the point. And back to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Abdulrahman Nawrouz, for this wonderful evaluation. Moving on to our second evaluator. Our second evaluator, when he was asked, how would you like to be introduced? He said, anyone's ultimate dream is to see his children successful in life. And this is how I see BTMC. A child that I always wish to be triumphant and glorious. And when he was asked, Olympics, what does it mean to him? He said it's a great event where people from all nations come together under one roof, have one objectives, and share their dreams together. Can you guess who that person is? Our second evaluator? It is none other than BTMC's godfather, Toastmaster Arfan Nataf. Toastmaster Arfan Nataf, the floor is yours to evaluate Toastmaster Muhammad's speech.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Fatma, our general evaluator tonight, and our fellow members of this club and our beautiful guests who are making us very proud to have them with us. Good evening to you all. The speaker in particular, Toastmaster Muhammad. This is your second icebreaker. And my evaluation for you, knowing you through the last time I've heard you and throughout that time until tonight again. So my usual evaluation of an icebreaker will not apply to you. I would be expecting more from you. And that's how I listen to you tonight. Comparing you as a second icebreaker speech to a previous icebreaker. Certainly, I heard a lot of different style in this icebreaker, you delivering your speech, the way you organize your personal story, the elements you included in your story, and how you describe to us that you went through life. How did you grow up? Your personality, even though your mentality or your mental abilities, how did they develop throughout the years of your life? Certainly the way you presented that was up to the level. Thank you for that. We certainly learned a lot more about you as a person in a different way and at a different level. So yes, I have seen something more in an icebreaker tonight from you, from a previous icebreaker as well. Although we are virtual and behind a camera on a screen, but and our internet connection is a very bad enemy, we cannot trust it. But certainly tonight you were very audible to us. We could hear you clearly. Besides, you were visible. The way you have set your camera and the screen, again, we could have seen you very clearly. And that's another skill, I guess, that you have learned and you've been developing it. Again, as I said, I'm evaluating you as a icebreaker, but a progressed icebreaker. You certainly manage your time perfectly, 6 minutes, 26 seconds. You didn't waste any second even. So again, an energetic speech delivered by an energetic speaker. What I wanted to see from you more or differently is that I always favor that you take us a glance of your content of the speech in the beginning, rather than giving us a question. I would like to hear you, what you want, what you have to tell us. And that is the speech itself, instead of explaining the content of the speech to us. Regardless, I'm expecting more from you, and I know that you will be able to deliver that to us because you've got it in you. All the best, and back to you, Toastmaster Fatma.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Arfan, for this wonderful evaluation. To the point. Moving on to our third evaluator for tonight. Our third evaluator, when he was asked how would you like to be introduced, he said he works in LSDP, he's the VPPR of BTMC, none other than Toastmaster Sayyid Mahmoud. What he likes most about the Olympics is the opening ceremony and watching table tennis. Do you play table tennis, Toastmaster Sayyid Mahmoud? He just likes to see people playing table tennis then. All right. Toastmaster Sayyid Mahmoud, the floor is all yours.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Fatma. To Toastmasters and most esteemed guests, good evening to you all. Know thyself. The old-timey synonym of yourself is surely to grab anyone's attention. Toastmaster Dr. Sayruda had it from the start with the selection of his speech title. His speech was very energetic, well organized, and started with a quote, "The grass is always greener," and it's ended it with a call to action and an empowering quote, "You are the best." It highlighted most of the best practices in the project of using the presentation tool. It had a consistent theme, high quality pictures, transitions, and a personal favorite of mine, no text whatsoever. The topic selection was impeccable. So the topic and the pictures really reflected it. It helped to deliver a better message. And that is no wonder with our seasoned speaker. In Toastmaster, we always believe that there is room for improvement. One thing is to ensure all the presentation tools are working properly before giving your speech. We noticed that you had a bit of a technical issue in the beginning, but you got over it very quick. Good job on that. Try to adjust your camera angle so we can see you the best during your speech. You had a little bit of cutoff on the top. Avoid using watermarked pictures in your presentation. Watermarking actually indicate that the picture is copyrighted and we may not have the right to present it at presentation made in public. All in all, it was an amazing speech. It has a good message, a good start, a good ending, and I can't wait for your next speech. Thank you, and back to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Sayyid Mahmoud, for your wonderful evaluation. Again, to the point. Can we hear from the timer on how our evaluators did?
Yes, good evening. For evaluator, we have Toastmaster Abdurrahman Nawroz, 3 minutes, 14 seconds. And second evaluator, Toastmaster Arfan Nataq, 3 minutes, 12 seconds. And the third evaluator, Toastmaster Sayyid Mahmoud, 1 minute, 59 seconds. All qualified us.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Hussein Khamis.
Thank
1
you.
minute, 59 seconds. It is still more than 1 minute and 30 seconds, so that is a qualify. Yeah. Wondering when the green would be on. But thank you very much, Toastmaster Hussein Khamis, for the wonderful delivery of the timer rule. Can we have the polls for the best evaluator? Perfect. Please vote for your best evaluator. It's a hard decision between all of them. All seasoned. And as we do that, let's move on to evaluating the meeting as a whole. Starting with, we had our BTMC Majlis where we get together early. The meeting started on time. In fact, when I looked at my watch, it started a few seconds before time. So very well done. It was 7:29, I think 50 something. So well done on starting the meeting on time. What I liked about the meeting, and as usual BTMC's meeting, is that we incorporate the guests as soon as they come in, we welcome them, and then we give them a role. And our guests did a brilliant job tonight, showing that they know what they're doing, they've been told how to do it, and they've done an amazing job. So the check moment was delivered by ex-Toastmaster and Toastmaster to be, Samah, and it was related to the theme of the meeting: simple, effective, and again, to the point. Let's go on. The speakers for tonight, again, seasoned speakers, they had their objectives, and they met all of their objectives. And again, their evaluators were evaluated by seasoned evaluators. So it was a typical high-level speakers and evaluators, which we would expect to see from BTMC members. Let's hear from our role takers before we go in a little bit further. And first, let's hear from our grammarian, who has been hearing the word energetic quite a number of times tonight. Toastmaster Abdullah Hijazi, would you please report?
Thank you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Fatma. My report about the word, Ahmed Yatim mentioned it, energetic 3 times, Parashar 4 times, Hussein Khamid 3 times, and Muhammad Ali Yusuf 1 time, Ranjith 1 time, Yusuf Mukhtar 1 time, Khalid Abdullah 2 times, Abdullah Hijazi 2 times, Ahmed Najaf 1 time, and Fatma 2 times, Rida 3 times, and Irfan 2 times. So Parashar is the winner for 4 times. The word that I liked throughout the meetings are the phrases. Pursuit of excellence by Master of Ceremony, and you were the best, and you are the best, and you will be the best, by Toastmaster Sayyid Rida. About the mistakes in the grammar or the good thing that the speakers, when they mistake, they are immediately correct the grammar in this meeting. It is very, very good thing. The one thing that I have a point on it to improve is the using when you use the past tense and when you use the present tense. I hope all the speakers focus in this one, because there was some misuse of the past and the present tense in the some of the speeches. That's my report. I'm back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abdullah Hijazi, for the wonderful delivery of the grammarian role. So you stated, you looked at the grammar, you introduced the word of the day, and you did your role as it should be. As for the word of the day, sometimes, yes, we do love hearing the easy words that we can use, that we're used to using from day to day. And this is why we actually had fun using the word of the day, energetic. But sometimes we also do like to hear new words so that we can add it to our dictionary. So perhaps in upcoming meetings, yes, we do like these words, the easier ones, but let's have a little bit more, I won't say harder words, but new words to us in our vocabulary. But thank you, Toastmaster Abdullah. Moving on to our counter, Toastmaster to be Haneen Al-Mahrous. Haneen Al-Mahrous, would you please deliver your report?
Thank you, Toastmaster Fatma. It was a pleasure listening carefully to you tonight. Now I'll give you my feedback. which of course only to bring awareness to your speaking and to help you improve. Walid, you did a fantastic job, as you have not as you have neither used filler words nor crutches. I observed Muhammad, who'd used so twice and twice. Meanwhile, Sayyid Rada used so 4 times and but 5 times. Khalid Abdullah, I have nothing registered under your name. Ahmed Yatim, you used 7 and 5 ants. Abdullah Hijazi, you had 5 and 3 ants. Nawruz did a great job and did not use any filler words. Yusuf Mukhtar had 4 and had 2 false starts. Thank you. Over to you, Fatma.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster to be Haneen al-Mahrous. Impressive delivery of the counter role, very detailed, the way it should be. Very well done, Haneen. Moving on to the listener. Let's check if we have been hearing well. Toastmaster Ranjit, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Fatima, General Evaluator. Good evening, everyone. It was indeed an energetic meeting. It was really interesting as well. A lot of interesting tidbits flowing around. I could hardly keep up with all the words and all the sentences said. I could hardly type everything out. I've got a few questions out. I hope I get responses. I'm going to start with something related to Olympics first. How many nations participated in the first Olympics held in 1896? Anyone? Not the master of ceremony.
It was more than 100 and less than 200.
For the first one, 1896, it was 14. 1-4.
Oh, I thought 2020. Sorry.
14 nations.
Right. Let's come on to that. How many nations participated in 2020 Tokyo 2020 Olympics that just finished? Again.
200.
205.
5.
Okay. Moving on. I think it's too in depth. It's not about the destination. It is about the journey. Who said that during the meeting today? It is not about the destination. It is about the journey.
DTM Khalid, this is one of the things that he says a lot.
Interesting. It usually comes from DTM Khalid, but it came in from someone else today.
I think it was one of the other table topic commentators, perhaps.
It was indeed our president. It was Toastmaster Muhammad Ali who said that in the meeting.
You have to give us now easier questions.
Sure. I'll give something very specific. Again, back to Toastmaster Muhammad Ali. What was his dream when he was a kid? What did he dream to be when he was a kid? He said the rest of his life he wanted to be a chemical engineer, but
a pilot.
To be a pilot. Right, something easier. How many grams of gold is there in the gold medal?
6.
6. Wonderful. I think I'll wrap it up for now. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Ranjit. I like how everybody shouted out the last answer. So you were tentative when you heard the word gold and how many grams that would be. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Ranjit.
Did you hear, Toastmaster Fatma, where that gold came from? Where the gold for the medals came from?
Where did they came from?
From used telephones from the public.
Is that a real?
Yes.
Recycle material. Yes.
The first time they used the gold that's in the mobile phones, and it was donated by the people of Japan.
Wow, wow, nice. Interesting information. Thank you very much, BTM Walid. All right, so we've heard from our role takers. Again, very well done. The table topics, innovative way for delivering the session. Just a point on that. If you do see the members being a little bit hesitant, it would be good to just start picking by yourself as quickly as you see some hesitation. So pick some members, even those with some roles, just so they can get more experience speaking. So it is fine to pick anyone with a shorter role during the meeting. The business session, it was detailed. I really liked how each member did deliver and spoke about what happens behind the scenes, the poll being pulled out, and then having a good discussion. This is what business sessions are meant to be for, to know what is being done behind the scenes. So very well done, Toastmaster Muhammad, for running it. And overall, again, the meeting went well. Few points of improvements. It is very sad to see the number of members who are attending the meeting. We are more than 25 members in this club, and we do have guests coming in. So if someone is unable to come, please check out on your colleagues. Make sure that they are going to attend tonight's meeting or today's meeting or next meeting. We're here to be together and to learn from each other. And since we're here together to learn from each other, it would be good to have your video on. So do have your video on all the time so we can see our pretty faces. We can feel that we're surrounded by people on the screen and not speaking to ourselves in front of a camera. So put your videos on. Let's be together. But with this, I would like to hand it back to our Master of Ceremonies for tonight for the final remarks. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Fatima. Whatever suggestions you have provided or you have told, we will try to implement in our next meeting. Back. Now, time is for award announcement in Olympic, not in Toastmasters yet. It will take another 3 to 4 minutes if we talk about the Olympic 2021 awards. Few countries only, I will say, those have received maximum. USA received the 113 medals, China 88, Russia 71, Japan 58, Great Britain 65, Australia 46, and our Kingdom of Bahrain 1 silver. We received congratulate to our athlete Kalkedan Gijahi Jain. And I would like to share the one more winner. Actually, I was watching the videos, those win from the India. They're the 7 medals, but out of the 7, only 2 are in the comfort condition. If you see all the very poor people, those won the silver and gold medals. So if sports is the passion, it is not necessary that you are in comfort, then only you can win it. There is the one girl. This is her name is the Sakhom Mirabai Chanu. He is the Indian. She won the silver medal at the 2020 Olympics in women's 49 kg in weightlifter. When her one video is being very viral, she is from the very poor family, and you know the practice for doing the practice, she was traveling from her house to 60 kilometers away, and she was not having even transport, any convenience. She was very poor, so she was the only having the convenience. They were the trucks were going, those are carrying the concrete materials, and trucks fellow, they were doing the favor to her, and she was taking them, and after completing her gym, she was coming back from the school. That was the, not gym, it was in school. And she was very generous. After winning this medal, whatever money she received, she has called all 75 truck drivers and she has awarded them. It was really very good when I saw this video. Anyway, now this is my conclusion of Olympic. The most important thing in the Olympic game is not winning, but taking part. The essential thing in life is not conquering, but fighting well. One should not be afraid to lose. This is sport. One day you win, another you lose. Of course, everyone wants to be the best. This is normal. This is what sport is about. Now, time to announce winners in Toastmasters. So, Mr. President, I welcome you to announce our winners. Oh, you already declared? Oh. So this ribbon goes to as an icebreaker. Our Mr. President Toastmaster Mohammad Ali. Congratulations, Toastmaster Mohammad Ali, to complete the one icebreakers. Next, our best table topic goes to, I think name is not correct.
Ahmed Yatim.
Okay.
Yes.
Our best table topic. Congratulations. Our Toastmaster Hamad Yatim. Congratulations, Toastmaster Hamad Yatim, for the best table topic master.
Well done, Toastmaster to be Ahmed Yatim.
Well done, well done.
Yeah. And now, next, our Toastmaster evaluators. None other than our Toastmaster Syed Mahmood, as usual. Toastmaster Syed Mahmood, congratulations, being a best evaluator.
Great job, Toastmaster Syed Mahmood. Now, yes.
Wait, PK Parashar, add some drama before presenting. Some drums, you know.
Now,
some energy, some energy. Yes,
yes. For the best speaker is, anybody can guess?
Congratulations.
Sayyid Raza.
Toastmaster Dr. Sayyid Raza. Toastmaster. It's okay? Toastmaster, this is the congratulations for being a best speaker. So now my job is over. It was the Olympic. Back to Mr. President.
Thank you, Toastmaster PK Parashar, for taking us through the meeting agenda today from start to end with such energy. Well done. Before we go for the last words, I know there are a few people waiting for their night shifts. So let's take a group picture.
Yes.
Toastmaster Sayyid Mahmood, not Sayyid Mahmood.
The alias. Okay, everyone ready?
Just a minute.
Yalla.
Yeah, Hussein.
Please
Okay.
switch on the
Everyone.
camera if you can. Yes.
Okay. It's ready. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Perfect.
توستماستر حسين خميس قصيت علينا بالباك جراوند. عبالي عبد الرضا.
لا محضر شيء ثاني عبد الرضا الحين.
Thank you all for making this meeting feel like a win, just like in the Olympics. I believe we do all deserve gold medals, and we all deserve to be part of the podium. Thank you all for participation. Thank you to all our guests who keep attending very regularly. Thank you all. With this, I will call meeting number 343 adjourned, last time virtually with this gavel. Thank you all.
انت عبد الرضا القاذل.
قابل قايل لك انا تحت حاط لك انا
ما شاف
الجبل موجودة. ما انت